player Juan Pierre weighs in on d.eadly school s.hooting near his home. Jupiter, Florida, with all of South Florida reeling after alleged gunman Nikolas Cruz killed 17 people at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, on Wednesday. Marlins spring training instructor and Parkland resident Juan Pierre took reporters' questions Thursday morning about the tragic violence in his neighborhood. Pierre first moved to Parkland in 2006 because he found a house with enough room in the backyard to build a batting cage, but stayed there to start a family because of its reputation for good schools and public safety. "In that community, you wouldn't think anything like that would happen," said Pierre, whose wife is expecting the couple's fourth child. "It's crazy, they're saying all these streets on the news, and I'm like, I know all these streets. We ride our bikes past that school. The Wal-Mart that the kids were going to, we shop at that Wal-Mart. You really can't wrap your head around it. I had to explain to my 6-year-old. He was like, let's go help, Dad. We could help the police get the bad kid. I'm like, I think they can do that on their own, you can stay here with Daddy. We were out playing in the backyard while the shooter was still at large. I was like, we better get in. He might be roaming around. And they did find him in a neighborhood, it wasn't ours." The incident was the 18th school shooting in 2018 alone and the deadliest since the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut in 2012. Cruz, a 19-year-old with a history of behavioral issues and public threats of violence who reportedly legally owned the AR-15 assault rifle he used to murder 17 innocent people, was taken into custody 2 hours after the shooting. "We have to hold ourselves accountable as much as anything," Pierre said. "It's just a sad day. You remember the Sandy Hooks and Columbines? I remember, with Columbine, everything stopped. Malls closed. Everything stopped. Here, it happens, and we blink our eyes now because it's almost becoming normal. That shouldn't happen anywhere in the world, but especially not here in the United States. People say, Parkland has the best schools, it's one of the safest towns in South Florida, and now look what happens. It reaches everybody. It doesn't have a skin color, or an economic type of thing. It happens everywhere. As Americans, we need to take heed. Our kids are dying senselessly. We never had a war here, but we're killing ourselves from within. It's something we need to start taking a look at." Marlins prospect Louis Brinson grew up in nearby Coral Springs and called Douglas his rival high school. Brinson works out in the off-season at a park across the street from the school, and trains with the Cubs' Anthony Rizzo, a Douglas graduate. The Cubs announced on Thursday that Rizzo was heading home from spring training camp in Mesa, Arizona in the wake of the tragedy. Brinson said that no one he knew personally was hurt in the shooting, but expressed his concern for the victims. "It's something that has got to stop," Brinson said. "My thoughts and prayers go out to those families that lost those 17 people. They don't have anybody to go home to, or to wait for in that parking lot. It's just a sad day. It's such a safe community. That community is peace and quiet. People go there to raise families. It's hard to believe." More, Bill Walton's 7 best moments from the Warriors-Blazers game. Clippers Patrick Beverley called in to tell ESPN host why he's wrong about the Cavs. Watch American superstar Michaela Schifrin win gold in the giant slalom. LeVar Ball's threat has talking heads saying the Lakers might trade Alonzo. German skaters collapse on the ice after stunningly beautiful performance.